Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, this is going to be probably one of the most bizarre, craziest stories I've ever shared with all of you. That's saying a lot, especially in the era of Trump, right? So, here's the deal. Donald Trump, Bill and Melania Gates, Elon Musk, DHS, bunch of other people and entities are being sued for trafficking. Okay. Specifically, an quote, Epstein identical trafficking scheme in Palm Beach, Florida. So take a look at this. This was, and I should say that's a direct quote. That whole thing. So a direct quote from this lawsuit. It says Epstein identical trafficking and exploitation venture. Now, keep in mind, as I share the details of this lawsuit, these are only allegations. Some of them sound completely insane in the membrane. Okay, so we have to take all of this with a grain of salt at this point, until we learn more. So this article is from the local news outlet in Florida. It's called Boca News Now. And the lawsuit was filed in Palm Beach County on November 24th. The plaintiffs' names have been redacted, but what I did was I looked up one of the other lawsuits. It's another case that was cited in this lawsuit, and it shows the name of two female plaintiffs in that other lawsuit. It was one in Arizona. So it names someone named Sarah and someone named Josephine. I'm not going to mention the last names because I don't want to put a target on these women's backs. If they are both women, in fact, one may be a child. So that's another reason why I'm not giving the last name. But anyway, in this latest Florida lawsuit, they're asking for $310 million in compensatory damages. Plus, they're asking for additional punitive damages. So the complaint makes accusations of intellectual property theft. And because of that, they're asking for, quote, restoration of custody rights, sweeping injunctions blocking defendants from using any of the disputed technologies, and mandatory federal contracting remedies. Here's what else was reported by Boca News. They said, quote, plaintiffs claim the defendants engaged in coercion, retaliation, and misappropriation of intellectual property while benefiting financially and politically from proprietary technology the plaintiffs say they were pressured to produce. The filing explicitly argues that the alleged trafficking scheme follows a structure identical in every material respect to Epstein's, citing grooming beginning in 1998, the use of billionaire-backed foundations as silencing mechanisms, and sexual assaults allegedly employing the same Blitz-style methods documented in Epstein victim depositions. This outlet also shared a copy of the suit, which states, quote, defendant Donald J. Trump, in his individual and official capacity as before, during, and after being president of the United States in his first presidency, whose relevant acts include direct oversight of federal agencies, including DHS and DOJ, federal contracting decisions, and executive authority over entities that knowingly misappropriated plaintiffs' intellectual property. And then in parentheses, it says safe cybersecurity platform, Abrahamic Accords defense architecture, and non-hormonal contraceptive gel, and that failed to prevent or actively participated in the ongoing human trafficking summarized in over 70 nationwide police reports and judicial filings against the traffickers from 8 years of efforts to escape, sexual coercion, and retaliatory child separation against plaintiffs. So, according to the complaint, this so-called trafficking began in 2018 and, quote, has continued and escalated under the current Trump administration. The plaintiff accuses Trump of failing to intervene or halt Elon Musk's use of this plaintiff's technology. And the suit cites, quote, retaliatory aggravated sexual assaults leading to permanent neck and spinal cord injuries, extreme stalking, judicial interference, false CPS actions leading to false police report arrests, and child withholding. And then in parentheses, it mentions Arizona Custody Order FC 2024-004758 obtained by fraud, have all continued or intensified in 2025 under the current administration's watch. If this all sounds completely batshit crazy to you, check out this next part. So the plaintiff also accuses the defendants of this. Let me bring this one up for you. Quote, terrorism for fear installation, including facilitating the Baltimore bridge attack on the day my daughter was born, March 26th, using my ex, James Cook, a violent rape right before she was born to sabotage the birth as well, and then a Russian cyber attack on the airports using my competitors at Microsoft through the CrowdStrike attack, while taking my home from me in DC and trying to force me to fly home to Nebraska during that time, where he shortly after had me arrested to prevent me from filing any police reports, as confirmed by arresting police investigators of his actors. I mean, this is insane, right? So I don't know. I don't know if this is legitimate. I don't know if this person is sane. I mean, who knows? And then the defendants are also accused of trying to murder at least one of these two women on 5 separate occasions from 2023 to the present. And it says that they tried to murder this woman via, quote, poisoning, vehicular assaults, and orchestrated physical attacks designed to appear accidental. As I mentioned, they cited 2 other legal filings in which apparently the defendants never even bothered to respond. So they show those here. As you can see, one was in Arizona, the one that I looked up. The other one was in New Jersey. The Arizona one was easy to look up. You didn't have to create any kind of profile. New Jersey, though, you have to create a user profile and all this BS, so I didn't even bother. But as you can see, the Arizona case was served to the Gates Foundation, and then the New Jersey case was served to Elon Musk and DHS, our Department of Homeland Security. So here's what we know about this bizarre lawsuit. Here's what we know about at least one of these women. So one of these women who filed this lawsuit was born in 1998. And we know this because the lawsuit says, quote, grooming of plaintiff began in 1998, the exact year plaintiff was born and the exact year Epstein's Little St. James Island became fully operational. So they appear to be saying, I have known these people since I was born in 1998, and that's when they started grooming me. And then it appears that they're accusing the Gates Foundation of stealing an invention that they reference in this lawsuit called Safe Gel. Safe is all in caps. And from what I can gather, it's some sort of non-hormonal contraception cream or contraceptive cream. So They're saying, I created this. The Gates Foundation stole the idea from me, and now they've been pushing it out as their own. I believe from what I read in this lawsuit that they're accusing Musk of stealing something called the Abrahamic Accords defense architecture. They didn't go into details. I don't know what that is. But anyway, we also know that one of these women, or maybe the woman, lost custody of her child because in the part of the lawsuit where it says prayer for relief, like what they're asking the judge to grant them as relief for their pain and suffering, they ask for the quote, immediate return of full legal and physical custody of this child. So the name is obviously redacted of the child, but anyway, like I said, this all sounds completely insane, completely batshit crazy. However, we have to keep in mind too, the Trump administration is also batshit crazy. They've been lying to us. They've been breaking laws. They've been violating the Constitution on a daily basis. So who knows? I mean, anything is possible, right? And the plaintiffs apparently found an attorney who was willing to take on this Florida case because they also asked the judge to compensate them for attorney's fees. They're asking for over $134,000. The Arizona case that I looked up, it shows that they or she represented themselves. So who knows? I mean, what a time to be alive. This is all just bananas. Bananas. Anyway, it just is crazy. Woo! Crazy. I'm crazy for being alive. I mean, this is just nuts. So make of this what you will. As soon as I hear more, I will let you know. That's what I know for now. All right, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.